Hi, welcome to You, Me and Mediumship. I'm here tonight just to answer, it was one comment with 3 or 4 different questions within it, so I thought it'd be a lot simpler really just to make a video and answer those questions rather than try and type up in the comments box. And I thought the questions are good questions, and they probably will help other people as well. So I thought it'd be best just to make a video. It's based really around the fact, should we or can we communicate with our own loved ones as mediums? Yes, we can, and there's no reason why we shouldn't do that. But as mediums, we should have the understanding of soul, its purpose. We should have a good grasp of what that is. And by understanding that, we would really understand the reason behind not continually mourning for, needing that energy to be close to us, because we do not want to be responsible or in any way, shape or form of holding that progression back. Not that we have total control of that, because we don't, but we do not want that energy to falter in any way through its own personal progression. So, if we've lost mum, dad, brother, sister, son, daughter, whoever, the link between us is an infinite one. It will last forever. It will never, ever be broken. Okay, that link will always be there. That link will exist when we too pass. That link will also, within the other realms, will stay permanent. It does not break. Okay, so talking of that understanding, yes, we can talk, we can communicate with our loved ones, our own personal loved ones, but in the back of our minds, we must have that element of, I do not want to hinder the progression of this loved one. Okay, this energy, this soul. So as much as we long to talk to them, we long to be able to, communicate in a loving way with them again and tell them all about what's going on, or ask for, some advice. Okay, we need to realize that our lives, our own progression, right, can be the foundation of that is through our own decisions. Okay, the paths we choose to take, and that's how we learn. That's the classroom, if you like, simply through making our own decisions as to what direction we take. If something goes wrong when we choose a certain direction within our lives, we cannot, blame it on anyone else, because it is your decision to make. Obviously, sometimes people can be mean, do mean things, can make your direction change because it has to get away from that situation. That is totally fine. That is understandable. But I'm talking about everyday decisions that we make. We need to make those decisions personally. We need to learn from them, and that's how we learn, through making those decisions and getting them right and getting them wrong. So that is our foundation for learning. So we do not want to, as mediums, be sending out a million questions to all our loved ones. Should I do this? Should I do? We need to progress ourselves, and it will be the same for our loved ones. They need to progress, okay? And don't forget, their understanding of life and life's purpose is a lot different once they have passed, okay? Depending, I guess, on their knowledge anyway, spiritual knowledge. I mean, they may well have a good understanding, but even so, it doesn't matter how good our understanding is here, okay, it will still be different when we get to the other side. There'll be elements of that will be vastly different to what we understood here. We will see things a lot differently once passed. Now, this will obviously go for your loved one as well. So all the things that they probably talked about with you, okay, and maybe if you used to have deep talks about life and what have you, then you may find that through communication with them, things have changed somewhat, and they may well see things a lot differently. So bearing that in mind, okay, don't be surprised if through communication with them sometimes things aren't quite the same as what they was once here. That love link, that will not change, that will not alter. But you may find that some things that they totally disagreed with whilst living here, all of a sudden they start to accept and talk of acceptance of them. And you may well think to yourself, well, that's a bit weird, because they used to say, no way is that the case, no way does that happen, and now they're saying the exact opposite. So expect that, because they will look at things a lot differently, they will see things a lot differently, their understanding will be vast compared to what we understand here. So you may well get a few surprises, but like I said, we must not hinder their progression. The purpose of that energy that you loved here on this earth plane, okay, that energy, that soul that you loved and adored needs to move on, needs to progress. There would be no reasoning for any of this. There would be no purpose whatsoever if everything was stagnant, everything didn't move forward. We need to progress and learn and move on as spiritual beings. We do not want to hinder that for our loved ones. So it's important that we let them go to some degree. The odd communication you will sense when they draw close to you, you will get that smile. Sometimes you will sense a smell of perfume. And normally, from experience, it's normally when it's needed. Okay, they don't spend 24/7 walking around with you. They have other things to do. They have better things to do. They need to move forward. They are still within that atmosphere of learning, if you like. So even though they've moved on a step, just a simple stepping stone along that pathway of learning and progression, they've moved on one stepping stone, they still are learning, they are still progressing, they are still experiencing. Now, for you to be in deep grief for years and years and years, and that will affect them. You are part of that energy within what they exist. Okay, you are a part of that. Okay, when a soul passes, now people say, oh, it feels like part of me has gone. It has in a way, but not totally. Part of them still lives within self. Okay, so I'm not saying have a wild party when somebody passes who you love dearly, go out and celebrate. In theory, there's not really any reason why we shouldn't, but it's only our misunderstanding of death that prohibits that from happening, I guess. And plus, I think it would be greatly frowned upon if we started doing that. It doesn't mean we do not miss somebody. That is a different thing altogether. Okay, we love them dearly and we always will, but we will miss them. There's that emptiness. We will go through that. And that, I don't think you ever stop missing someone. But as a medium, have that understanding that the day will come and you will be together again. Okay? You, maybe in a different form, okay, but you will know who stands before you, and you will feel that love and warmth, and you will be able to give that back also to the one, the soul, the energy that you have lost here on this plane. So yes, we can do it, but we mustn't overdo it. And don't be surprised if every time you send a thought out for a loved one, that maybe not immediately you get that response. Okay, and some people never get that. And they think, oh, they don't love me, I can't communicate with them, I'm not seeing them, I'm not hearing them. Please just accept that our understanding of all the different, it's very complex how this works. Okay, they haven't run off and don't want anything to do with you ever again, simply because you've not got that message yet. Okay, it's not that. There is the old saying, I guess, of need and greed. When there is a need, okay, if there is a true need for them just to take you by the hand, just to maybe put their hand on your shoulder, just to let you know they're there, that will happen. They will not desert you. Okay, but don't forget, like I just said, it's very complex. And sometimes, you know, they're not going to keep coming in to your atmosphere, like I said, 24/7. That won't happen. We must allow that energy to grow and progress, because that is its purpose. Okay, so don't be too upset. You know, if somebody has passed and you've not heard, you've not felt them, 9 times out of 10, we do. We sense something, we hear something somewhere. You know, there's that perfume maybe, or there's that gut feeling about something you're doing, which is a really good sign. You may well be doing something, not sure what to do about it one day, and then there's that gut feeling. Listen to it, because sometimes that energy is coming in and trying to help you. So yes, we can. Should we? Yes. So that's just kind of answer to the very first one. And it kind of, I think it all kind of blends together in a sense. And asking also, is it as clear as, you know, the communication, is it as strong as if you was doing a reading for someone else? Yes, it's identical. There's absolutely no difference in that whatsoever. But please don't forget that with loved ones, whilst asleep, whilst you're dreaming, is probably the most popular form of communication there is. So if you see loved ones in dreams, okay, the chances are that that is your line of communication with them. Right? Not every single time, but from my own experience, I can remember talking to my own father in a dream, and you know, it was really clear, and you will know the difference as to whether it's your imagination or whether this is communication. If you're a medium, you understand, you sense that difference, you know that difference. So for me, if I had to put money on it and your loved one wanted to communicate, there's a very high possibility that it would be through dream. Okay, so always be aware of that as well. And yet, like I said, it is clear. Now, it also asked about the implication of spending time talking to those that we miss. And the only implication is what I've already talked about, really. We must not be selfish in this. Okay, we must not be selfish. It's important that we allow that energy to progress and grow. That is its purpose. We would not want to hinder them from progression whilst within this plane, within this realm. So we should not want to do that in the next either. We want to see them flourish. And as maybe as a father, as a mother, okay, as a brother, a sister, whatever, we should wish that for them. So it's important that we let them flourish, let them go, let them know that we are happy, that we understand where they are, we are aware that they are fine, no longer in pain, they are moving on. We can send our love to them, and that will be picked up through thought. The energy of thought is a very powerful thing. So we do not want to be responsible for holding them back. We must let them progress and grow. And they will sense our love and happiness for them in doing that. And that's important. And also, can we trust the difference between imagination and intuition when it's those that we know very well? Because obviously we can get an image or a sign of something that we knew anyway. Now, where does that evidence come in? Because we know them well. We know things they enjoyed doing. We know things they loved. So if we get that impression, we can't necessarily say that that's communication, because that could simply be our own personal memory. And if you've been working as a medium for a while, you'll know the difference. You should, while sat with a sitter, know the difference between your own thought and that communication thought as it comes in. There is a difference. There's a subtle difference. So we will know. Now, for me personally, okay, I find that sometimes a memory will come from past events, say with my own father, that would not have come up in memory under normal circumstances, because it's gone. It was clearly forgotten. I had no recollection of these memories whatsoever. Then all of a sudden one day, boing, think, oh yeah, and you have to think about it. Now, for me personally, I sense that as a communication, because under normal circumstances, that would have not have arisen within my memory, within my own mind. Now, the way I use that would be to question as to why that has come. So I'll throw that out there. Is there a reason why this has been given to me? And you know, talk to your own loved ones as you would as they were here, and see if there's that reply. And it's surprising sometimes what reply you will get. So a memory that's buried really deep, all of a sudden popping up, can sometimes be a communication from a loved one. Okay, that's how I see it, because you know, sometimes I would not have remembered it under normal circumstances, but then something just pops up in my head. So that's a good way of knowing that they're asking you, or they're making themselves known to you. Okay, so that's a way of telling the difference. So, but I go on about communication, okay, and communication, as you know, is two-way. So if there's something come to your mind that you think, well, yeah, I know, I remember that. I remember you loving that. Well, why just think to yourself, well, I knew that anyway, and just dismiss it? Why do you do that? There could be reason as to why that memory has come in. Yes, you knew it. Yes, you remember it. But there could be a reason. So ask. Communicate. Why are you giving me this, Dad? Yes, I love that time too, but why are you giving me this? And see what comes in on that wave of communication. Just see what is said, what is whispered, what is shown, because there may well be reason behind that. So don't just automatically think, oh no, that's me. It could be. If there's nothing come back, you don't sense anything from it, the chances are maybe it was just a memory, one of your memories just coming forward. But not always. So question it. Okay, if your mum, dad, brother, sister asks you a question whilst it within this realm, it's unlikely that you would have just stood there and looked at them. So why do you do exactly the same when they're past? Communicate. So throw it back. Say, oh yeah, I remember that. What is it you're trying to tell me? Or is it just something you love to enjoy? Listen, communicate. Okay. So the last one. Would it impede our own moving forward from bereavement if we did that? No. Is the answer. Now you're going to question that as just, well, aren't we holding on? Are we holding on to them? Are we not allowing ourselves, to grieve properly by continually communicating with our loved one in spirit? Okay, you're not hindering yourself, you're hindering them. It will make no difference to your bereavement. If you understand this process of mediumship, and if you understand purpose, then you will understand the fact that yes, we have lost a loved one, okay, but we do not wish for them not to move on and progress and to learn and to grow. If we love them, we need, and like the saying goes, if you love them, then you can let them go. Okay? And you need to let them go because of your love for them. Part of that is to allow them to grow spiritually, to progress and become even brighter lights than they already were whilst in the body. Whilst in the body, you love to see them move on. You love to see them progress in life. You love to see them do well for themselves. Okay, why is that any different now? Allow that energy to grow. And I'm sure that your loved one was a beautiful, bright light in this world. Now allow that to be in the next, and allow that to grow even brighter than it was here. Allow that to happen. Right? Send that thought to them so they understand that you understand that they are to move on. That bond will not break because of that progression. That bond, that love, that link will remain in place. And it will grow even stronger by you allowing them to progress. Okay? They are never gone for good. And as mediums, you know that. Okay, so that's the answer. I hope I've answered all the questions clear enough. And that's it. So please like, subscribe. Like I always ask, because like I said, it keeps me going. Pop over to Patreon if you're interested in any development at all, any courses or anything like that you'd like to do on your mediumship. Yeah, that's it. So, like I said, hope I've answered them well. Hopefully so, and you can understand where I'm coming from with them. I hope so. And take care and have a lovely evening, and I'll speak to you all again very soon. Bye for now.